This is Charlie Ko with Travel Mall Media Group in London at the World Travel Market with Nadja Graf, who's with the Nice, France Convention Visitors Bureau. She's the market manager, leisure and meeting and conference. Good morning.
Good morning.
There's a renaissance in Greece. There has been. How's tourism evolving?
Well, in general, the city has been evolving very much over the last 10-15 years. You can really see how it's been rejuvenating. A lot of major developments that make it a great city to live in, just to enjoy art of living right on the coast, and yet at the same time just an hour away from the near ski slopes, because we have the mountains, the Southern Alps, right behind us. So it's a city where you can really enjoy staying all year round, where you can combine a lot of different kinds of visits and tourism. A great cultural city also, with plenty of museums, plenty of great art exhibits, and especially next year, but I'll come into that maybe a little later on, there's plenty of things happening.
You've been living there for 6 years.
Yes.
What do you love about it? Which aspects of Nice do you take most advantage of?
The fact that we're right by the shore of the Mediterranean, and that I can look out onto the Mediterranean almost every day. Well, I do every day. That I can go swimming, well, let's say 6 to 7 months a year round. So I try to take advantage of that as much as I can. And the great light that we have in Nice also. We pride ourselves in having approximately 300 days of sun per year in the city. And it's the special lights of the city that I think are just so beautiful. Wonderful sunsets, wonderful sundowns, yeah. That's what makes it so special.
You've lived in Paris as well. Now, talking about the people, the cuisine, the lifestyle.
Oh, totally different. I think Nice is probably one of the most Italian cities that there are in France. Nice only became French in 1860, as a matter of fact. And before that, it was part of the county of Savoy, and then became part of the Kingdom of Piedmont-Sardinia. And you can really see that in the architecture, in the culture. There's still a local language that is spoken that is much closer to Italian than it is to French. And you see that, of course, also in the cuisine. We have a very typically Mediterranean cuisine that is very much related to Italian. For instance, the Italian have the gnocchi, and we have our very own kind of gnocchi that we call the merda de can in the local language. And it's a gnocchi made with Swiss chard, so it turns out greenish, but it's absolutely delicious.
Festivals, events, must be lots and lots of those.
Oh, I think there are more events than you have days in the year to count. But yes, great events to happen all year round. The major winter event is our carnival, and the 2017 edition will be a great event again. What's particular about our carnival is that we have two kinds of parades. We have the carnival parades that are maybe more classic, where you have the huge floats made from papier-mâché figurines that are about 30 meters high that parade around the city. So you have the king and queen, and then you have always a theme, and according to that theme you have special floats that are designed every year. And then you have the flower battles, because we're also the Riviera of flowers. And so to pay tribute to what for a long time was one of the major economics of the city, we still have what we call the flower battles that also announce the coming back of spring. And the floats are entirely made of flowers, entirely decorated in flowers, and you have beautiful young girls parading on these floats that will throw the flowers into the public, and when you assist one of these events, then you'll come back probably with a huge bouquet of flower afterwards. It's absolutely gorgeous.
When is this, the carnival?
That's in mid-February, and it lasts for about 2.5 weeks, and you have 5 parades a week, so there's really plenty to visit over that time, and many other charity events going on as well. And to talk a little bit about other festivals, well, we're very close. Being on the French Riviera, we're really the central city, and we're basically half an hour away from Monaco and half an hour away from Cannes. next year Cannes will be celebrating its 70th film festival. So if you want to stay at Nice and go to the film festival for just a day or two, that's perfectly doable. If you want to go maybe to the Monaco Grand Prix, then that's also a very good spot to stay in. To be in Nice, you'll pay probably a little bit less than staying in Monaco, and you can very easily go to Monaco by train, by car, or even by boat.
We have the Jazz Festival, right?
Absolutely.
Summer. Now we're moving on to summer.
We move on to summer. In July, we'll be having also the 70th edition of the Nice Jazz Festival. The Nice Jazz Festival is the very first jazz festival of international importance in the world. It's, in its first edition, it welcomed Louis Armstrong, and the 70th edition will be quite something as well. So we're very much looking forward to that.
Sporting events, that's pretty important for Nice as well, isn't it?
Yes, it has grown more and more important. Our current mayor was an almost professional sports person. He was very much into motorcycling, and so he's also helped bringing new sports events to the city. So we have the Paris-Nice cycling race that always ends in Nice in around mid-March. That's one of the traditionally most important events. Then we have the marathon that goes from Nice to Cannes. That always takes place in early November. It will actually take place right around the corner now, next Sunday. And it's a beautiful, beautiful run, I think, because it goes along the shore, along the coast, basically from Nice to Cannes, passing through the beautiful little villages of Saint-Laurent-du-Var, Cagnes-sur-Mer, Antibes. So it's, I think, probably one of the most beautiful marathons in the world. And then you have plenty of other sports events as well, like the Ironman of France, or some of the more new and hype events like the Mud Day or the Color Run, where you have color in powder form thrown at you while you're running, and yeah, that's a lot of fun too.
Nadia Graf, Nice Convention Visitors Bureau, thank you so much.
Thank you.